This is a special presentation of high school sports on 1380 The Fan at 100.9 FM. Now it's time for the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week at PSM Become More. Now, let's go courtside.
And greetings from Bishop Dwenger High School in Fort Wayne, where tonight it's the annual Battle of the Bishops in boys basketball, with the Saints hosting the Bishop Luers Knights. Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in. TC Hendricks is our studio producer and engineer, and I'm John Nolan inside the gym. We've got local high school basketball coverage tonight all the way up until 10:30, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, our featured game of the week now. And then afterward, post-game coverage at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. And along the way, make sure you're following at 1380 The Fan on Facebook, X, and Instagram. We'll actually be live on Facebook later tonight with that PSM post-game show at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. And, of course, you can also listen on 1380thefan.com and on the 1380 The Fan app. It is a full house here at Bishop Dwenger High School for this rivalry game. The Bishops right now at opposite ends of the spectrum in the SAC. Bishop Luers 11-2 overall on the season and off to a strong start in conference play, currently 3-0. Bishop Dwenger, meanwhile, 1-11 overall. And the Saints so far winless in the SAC. But you never know, they were looking better last time out against New Haven. Actually led against that team, which is at the top of the NE8, by as many as 12 in the third quarter. It's Bishop Luers on the road in black, controlling the opening tip and shooting at the basket on the left side with the stage in the background. And on the opening possession, a violation called against the Knights to turn it over. I believe a 3-second violation called there on Bishop Luers, which will now pick up the pressure in the backcourt. And so while the Knights, again, one of the top teams in the entire area, very experienced, Bishop Dwenger, in contrast, starting three sophomores, including Tommy Kaufman, who has it on the right wing. They swing it onto the left side, and the three ball is good. 3-0 Bishop Dwenger here 40 seconds in. It was Zach Lehrman who knocked it down. Lehrman now defending. The main players for Bishop Luers, the twins, Darion Truesdale and Draylon Truesdale. And it's Darion who misfires on a left wing three. Rebound to Kaufman and Dwenger. He has it at the midcourt logo, the interlocking BD in navy blue. Kaufman picks up the dribble, pivots. And it's a chest pass on the left side to George Puri. Now on the right wing, another three ball, and it's good again. Aslan Nolan, the lone senior starter for the Saints, and Dwenger's up 6-0. Student section for Bishop Dwenger in the far left corner, all decked out in white, on their feet, chanting defense as Bishop Luers turns it over on the baseline. For the Knights, it's the Truesdale twins who start with Danny Kelly, Ale Taylor, and Carmani Davis. And it was Taylor on the baseline who couldn't handle a pass to him. So now this young Bishop Dwenger team against the Luers press. Throws it down the floor, and it's intercepted by Darion Truesdale, who is playing safety. He brings it into the front court left side. Knights to the half court. Left elbow jumper for Kelly. Short, long rebound to Kaufman. And a sophomore guard brings it into the front court on the right side. Kaufman dribbles to the right elbow. Picks it up. Shovel pass to Nolan. No relation. Chest pass towards the right corner. Kaufman in front of the Knights bench. Back up top to Pori. He's one of the sophomore starters. Pass into the paint. And a travel called on Lehrman, the third sophomore starter. It's a tough whistle right there for Bishop Dwenger, as Lehrman did not appear to have control of the ball as he initially had it. It was just gathering. Saints are led by first-year head coach Brandon O'Leary, a 2001 alum of the school here. Seth Coffing in his third year at Bishop Luers. Right post. And the Knights, after 2.5 minutes, have their first points. Taylor, the 6'4" muscular junior, puts it in. And now a turnover at midcourt. Kelly, Euro step into the paint, and he puts it in. 6-4. Bishop Dwenger still with the lead and the ball, but for the Saints, they've had a tough time not turning it over, and with that said, they turn it over again in the backcourt. Mentioned how they led by as many as 12 at New Haven earlier this week, but then at one point, late third quarter into the fourth quarter, they turned it over on 8 consecutive possessions. Now teams trading turnovers as Kelly fired a pass down low. He was looking for a cutting Draylon Truesdale, but instead it goes over towards one of the cheerleaders with the navy and white pom-poms. The Knights in black have 4 pressuring in the backcourt as Nolan dribbles between the legs, picks up his dribble before he gets into the front court. Now a skip pass all the way ahead, and it's a layup for Casey Piper. The junior with the bucket, and now a whistle and a timeout as one of the players for Bishop Luers needs the assistance of an athletic trainer, not for an injury per se. It might just be a cut or some blood. And so a quick substitution for Bishop Luers. They bring in Chuck McBride. By the way, for the Knights, for as strong of a season as they've had so far, and currently ranked number 4 in the state at the 2A level, and receiving votes for the overall state top 20. They're coming off of a loss last time out. That was Saturday against Blackhawk Christian. And it was a close game, but fell short, 66-61. Bishop Dwenger at home leading 8-4 over Bishop Luers, and it's Luers with it on the left side. 3 ball from the left wing off the mark for Darion Truesdale. Rebound knocked out of bounds off of Dwenger. So it stays on the left side with Luers. With 4:24 left here in this first quarter, Dwenger girls won the first game here tonight. Baseline out of bounds, pass into the left corner. Kelly launches a 3 and connects. And a whistle because as he swished it, the net got caught on the rim. So now the net fixed. And back to it, Bishop Dwenger going left to right, leading 8-7, almost midway through the opening quarter. And to the front court on the right side, Nolan scans between the rings to Eddie Miller, who's in off the bench. To the left block, and the shot is good off glass for Piper. It's a Bishop Dwenger team that's not only young, but also rather undersized. Kelly from the right corner, and it rattles down as he looks towards the Dwenger student section, nodding his head up and down. Kelly had a big performance last time out against Blackhawk Christian. He's being recruited by NAIA schools. Tied at 10, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Saints underneath, and it's an easy 2. Up and in for Miller, the junior at 6'1" off the bench. Wearing number 12 in gold on the white jerseys that read Saints across the chest in navy. Kelly, NBA range up top. Heat check, but an offensive rebound for Darion Truesdale. His putback no good. He regathers, power dribble, a whistle, and a foul call. It's the first foul on either side. Coming with 2:59 to go in the first quarter. So it'll be Draylon Truesdale inbounding from in front of the stage on the left side. Towards the right corner. It goes to Carmani Davis, and now another foul called, and this one is on Zach Lehrman. His first. The first foul went against Eddie Miller, and now it's the first on Lehrman. So Draylon Truesdale lobs it in up top to Kelly, swings it onto the right wing for Darion Truesdale as Dwenger plays his own defense. 2-3. Knights trying to figure out how to solve it. And now another foul called. So we went about 5 minutes without a foul. And now we've had 3 fouls in a span of around 20 seconds. And this one is the second on Eddie Miller. Is going back to the bench, and Tommy Kaufman is returning. And if Last name sounds familiar. In Kaufman's case, yes, his dad, John, is the head coach for the Purdue-Fort Wayne men's team. Draylon Truesdale's three from the right wing, no good. For that matter, Tommy's mom is an assistant coach for the PFW softball team. As Bishop Luers presses in the backcourt, Dwenger has turned it over again. As the ball went out of bounds to the Dwenger bench. Saints felt like it had been deflected off of the Knights. Not the case as Kelly fires from the left corner. Three no good, and it's tipped in by Darion Truesdale. He got up above the rim right there, and that knots it up at 12 with 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Battle of the Bishops here in the fourth. Dwenger, strong performance so far. Yet another turnover, though, on a cross-court pass attempt from right to left. And so we don't have live stats activated here, but that's at least 5 turnovers committed by the Saints. But despite it, again, tied right now at 12. Luers 11-2 overall. Dwenger 1-11. It's a left corner three that's pure. The freshman for the Knights, Zen Zafersky, 5'8" guard. He's earned early minutes here for Luers because of his defense, and right there showing off his shooting ability as well. So the Knights now have the lead on the road 15-12, and they continue to press in the backcourt. Without the ball hitting the deck, the Saints beat the pressure. Now have it in the half court on the right side. Right corner three, good. Aslan Nolan, the 6'2 senior, equalizes at 15. Less than 90 seconds to go in the first quarter, and this time it's Luers that turns it over. And a full house here at Bishop Dwenger tonight. They're calling it Future Saints Night here. Lots of the local Catholic K-8 schools in attendance. Against the full court press, it's a touchdown pass into the front court. Shot in the paint, though, doesn't fall for Piper. Defensive rebound for Bishop Luers. Now they're in transition. Kelly in the paint scores. Danny Kelly, 6'6", grew a couple inches since last year. The senior gives Luers the lead again at 17-15. 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. Bishop Dwenger, half court on the right side. Kaufman on the left wing, shot fake. Dribbling towards the left corner, hands it off to Nolan. He has it high left arc. Cross-court pass on the right wing to Luke Dykuzin. Now in front of the Dwenger bench, Ryan Groves, the 6'2 senior, has it. Whips a pass to Nolan, high left wing. And a reach-in foul called against Bishop Luers. Goes against the Knights freshman Zafersky. His first and the team's first, so Luers impressively so far able to play defense without fouling. So that one. 36 seconds to go in the first quarter. Kaufman triggers the inbound pass, right post. Shot off the glass, doesn't go for Piper. Rebound, Luers. And another foul called against Dwenger, trying to contain the driving Draylon Truesdale. Stopping the clock with 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's Bishop Luers on the road, leading at Dwenger, 17-15. Baseline out of bounds, tossed in to Darion Truesdale, left elbow. He drives off the rim to the left, but it's his twin, Draylon, who jams it in. A tip-in slam. 19-15 Luers. I mean, that is D1 athleticism on display. The Twins had both been committed to Central Michigan University in the MAC. Earlier this winter, it was announced that change of plans, they won't be going to CMU, but in all likelihood will wind up at the Division I level somewhere. Kaufman driving right side. Shot off the backboard, doesn't go, but he was fouled. And so with 5.3 seconds to go in the first quarter, Tommy Kaufman will shoot two on the right side. So Tommy Kaufman, the sophomore at 5'10", who started at quarterback for the Saints JV football team in the fall. Knocks down the first free throw. Talking with Saints head coach Brendan O'Leary, just raving about Tommy Kaufman. Says he's a gym rat, does everything that you want out of a young player. And no surprise, take it after his parents. Second free throw off to the right, and then the rebound dropped out of bounds off of Luers' Kelly. So Dwenger's got it with 4.7 seconds to go. Baseline out of bounds on the right side. So the Saints trail 19-16. Kaufman passes towards midcourt. And then Nolan turns it over. 1 second to go in the quarter. There is contact, right lane, no call. And so that wraps up the first 8 minutes. It's Bishop Luers 19, Bishop Dwenger 16. It's our Parkview Sports Medicine Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
When injury strikes, turn to Parkview Ortho Express. We specialize in treating sports-related injuries, so you can count on high-quality urgent care for sprains, breaks, tears, joint pain, and more. With locations in Fort Wayne and Huntington, we make it easy to get quick and reliable orthopedic care. No referral or appointment necessary. Call 260-266-4007 or visit parkview.com/orthoexpress.
Hey, it's Brett Rump, and one thing I hate about this time of year is my expanding waistline. But what I love is the heart of the college basketball season. There's no better place to bet on college basketball than ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO to get started today. Must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
You are listening to High School Basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
In case you're looking for the Purdue game, it's down the dial, 92.3 FM. Here tonight, high school hoops. It's the Battle of the Bishops, Luers at Dwenger, and it's Dwenger with the basketball to start the second quarter, trailing 19-16. Aslan Nolan brings it across midcourt and left to right. Floats a pass onto the left wing, Casey Piper. Now Nolan driving left baseline, lost the handle. The Knights in black, right to left. Pull-up jumper from the foul line, no good for Darion Truesdale. And then in the battle for the board, a whistle. And the foul is going against Luers. And it goes against Hunter Meek, the 6'1 senior wing. So Dwenger inbounding, going left to right against full court pressure from Luers. Kaufman crossover dribble, gets by his defender. Now a pass onto the right wing to Dykusen. And in the right corner, Ryan Groves. Back to the basket dribble. Reset up top. Right elbow, Nolan gets into the paint. Shot short. Offensive rebound, though. Pulled in by Groves. His shot blocked by Kelly. On the baseline, though, Kelly couldn't maintain it. And Dwenger comes up with it in a scrum. Almost a minute in to quarter number 2. Dwenger the ball down by 3. Short corner left. Piper faces up. Skip pass. Right wing. Catch and shoot 3 for Groves. Back rim, no. And Luers with the rebounds. Saints get back in transition. Set up their 2-3 zone. The Twins play catch on the left wing. Darion Truesdale, hip-high dribble, right hand. Jump pass, right elbow, Hunter Meek. Now up top, Darion Truesdale. Skip it, left corner, Meek. They swing it around side to side, accordion style. No shot clock in Indiana high school basketball. Left angling drive for Darion Truesdale. And he finger rolls it off the backboard. It's a 5-point lead now for Luers, 21-16. 6:20 to go, first half. Tommy Kaufman, dribble handoff left side. Nolan, his 3 short, and the rebound for Luers. Point of emphasis for the Saints is transition defense, so they're really not even efforting for offensive rebounds. Here, after a right wing jumper doesn't go for Darion Truesdale, a long rebound tipped into the court on the right side. Short corner jumper doesn't drop for Dykusen, but the Saints do wind up with an offensive rebound. Unsettled situation there as the Knights didn't quite get back. So Bishop Dwenger trailing Luers 21-16. And in the half court on the right side, it's a foul on the Knights. Second foul of the half against Luers. Should say of the quarter. Baseline out of bounds for Bishop Dwenger on the right side. Got a packed gym here, including the student section for Luers, which applauds as the Knights block a shot. Loose ball out towards midcourt. Carmody Davis diving for it. However, a travel call. Nevertheless, the Knights bench applauds. They like the hustle there from Davis, the 5'9" junior. They dove on the floor for it. Still 21-16. Luers leading Dwenger. Saints have it right side. Kaufman against the man-to-man defense of the Knights. Entry pass, right post, and Kelly rejects his shot. Kaufman dives for the loose ball, but Luers comes up with it, and then a foul called against Dwenger. Well, it is simply a mismatch in terms of the size and athleticism of these two teams. It has been a spirited effort so far from Dwenger. Got out to a 6-0 lead. Now Davis hoists right wing three, back rim, no. Offensive rebound for Draylen Truesdale, who again just uses that ability to jump higher than everyone else to haul it in. And a foul called against Dwenger. Try to corral the defensive rebound and went on the 6'2" Groves. You know, most years Dwenger's had a guy 6'5", 6'6" or so, but they don't have that presence this season. Inbound pass into the right corner, and Draylen Truesdale drills a three. The wiry 6'4" senior extends the lead for Luers to 24-16. Under 5 to go in the first half. Saints here, patient around the perimeter. Nolan between the rings, bounces between the legs, gets a screen, drives left, corner kick. And a foul called on the floor as Zach Lehrman started to drive. Defender's arm was on his back, and the whistle goes against Luers' Danny Kelly. So 4:32 to go, second quarter. Luers 24, Dwenger 16 in the Battle of the Bishops. Kaufman baseline inbounds into the paint, and it's another rejection for Kelly. Loose ball, though. Kaufman gets on the floor. He directs it to a teammate, and one. Lewis Morris. And the Dwenger fans are fired up. And that's a play that Kaufman created. Luers' Kelly had an emphatic block, but Kaufman not afraid to get the nose dirty there. Knocked the loose ball towards his teammate Morris, who caps off a three-point play at the line. Kaufman now clapping his hands at midcourt as the Saints back within 5. It's 24-19 with 4:15 to go in the second quarter. Draylen Truesdale drives. The defenders flood to him, and then he finds an open cutter, Carmody Davis, and it's good response from the Knights. And an unselfish pass right there from Draylen Truesdale. When you talk to Seth Coughing about the Twins, he points out how Draylen really is kind of more of a pass-first player compared to Darion being more of a scorer mentality. And a free throw for Davis, back rim, no. Defensive rebound for Bishop Dwenger, going left to right, trailing 26-19 midway through the second quarter. Nolan and Kaufman have it up top. Kaufman, crossover dribble to the left elbow, feeds Nolan, left corner, baseline drive. Through traffic, he scores off the backboard. Impressive drive for Aslan Nolan, the 6'2 senior. And the Saints within 5, 26-21. Half-court offense for Luers on the left side. This is a focus for them. They know how exceptional they are in transition, but trying to execute. And in this spot against a 2-3 zone, right corner, 3 teed up for Zach Calderon, no good. Offensive rebound. Davis has it, then lost it. And now a whistle, and it's an official's timeout as Dwenger's Aslan Nolan bumped in the head, making sure he's okay. And it appears that he is fine. Not really a seat to be found here at Bishop Dwenger tonight. Awesome atmosphere for high school basketball on this Friday. Throw out the records in a rivalry game, right? Dwenger trying to pull off a major upset. They've been showing progress of late, and their objective with this young group is to make sure they're peaking towards February and March. Foul called against Luers, extending their defense around midcourt. It's the 5th foul of the period against Luers, so this puts Dwenger into the bonus. And the shooter will be Zach Lehrman, 6'3" sophomore. And a foul was called on Darion Truesdale. And Lehrman, no good on the first free throw that swirled around the rim and out. 3:02 to go in the half. Lehrman shooting at the basket on the right side with only a few rows of bleachers. The Knights cheerleaders there in black and red. Second free throw also no good, and now in pursuit for the rebound, a foul, and it's against Dwenger. And that one's on Lewis Morris, the 6'2 junior. And he's subbed out, replaced by Casey Piper. It's a high five from his head coach, Brandon O'Leary, who again is in his first year in the position after spending many years on the staff for Coach Kostoff as an assistant. Back in the day, played at Tri and then Tri-State. Luers sloppy on the perimeter, almost turned it over, but Darion Truesdale recovers, and now a foul called on Dwenger. And it goes against George Pori, 6'1 sophomore for the Saints. Stopping the clock with 2:37 in the second quarter. It's Luers 26, Dwenger 21. And now both teams with 5 fouls here in the quarter, so both in the bonus. And it's Darion Truesdale shooting a pair. Bends, extends, all net. Dwenger's pep band camped out on the stage behind the basket on the left with the navy curtains. And before the second free throw, a timeout is called. We'll take a quick one as well. It's the PSM High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Are you an athlete looking to level up? PSM Performance is where the region's top athletes become more. Achieve your goals through high-intensity, one-on-one training with performance experts. Whether you want to be faster, stronger, or more agile, we'll make it happen. Now accepting athletes from 12 years up to college. Ready to get started? Schedule your first session at psmsports.com. PSM. Earn your edge.
This is the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
TC Hendricks, our point guard, so to speak, back in studio. John Nolan, thanks for hanging out with us here on this Friday night. Coming up later, PSM postgame show from the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. Right now we're at Bishop Dwenger, where the Saints trail Bishop Luers 27-21, 2:37 to go first half. One more free throw for Darion Truesdale, and he misses off to the left. Rebound for Dwenger. Aslan Nolan, left-hand dribble, crosses over to the right, and across the Navy stripe at midcourt. Saints off to a quick start, led 6-0. Threes were falling, just trying to tread water here, stay in this game, and protect the ball. Tommy Kaufman has it for the Saints on the volleyball court line. That's gold. Handoff on the right wing. Nolan, he gets into the Navy paint, forces it up, and it's good off the window. However, then after the shot went through, the shot counts. A foul called on Bishop Dwenger. Not the type of sequence you often see, as Zach Lehrman got tied up with a Luers player. And it appeared to be inadvertent, but he did knock him down. And so, while the Knights give up 2 there, have their lead trimmed down to 4, they'll have Danny Kelly shooting at the foul line on the left side. It's 27-23 Luers with 2:04 to go in this second quarter. Remember that first quarter was kind of breezing by with no whistles, and now both teams have been in the bonus here for a good chunk of the second quarter. Kelly's first free throw, got it.
Again, for game number 5,
One more to come for Kelly, wearing black sneakers, black tights, the black jersey with the red numbers, white lettering. Second free throw short, but an offensive rebound for Luers. Reset, Kelly up top, long jumper, back rim, no. Long rebound, Dwenger has it. Nolan, shot fake in the paint. Leaner, good. Aslan Nolan in his bag right there. And how about this? Dwenger within 3, 28-25 as Davis misses a left wing 3. Rebound, Dwenger. Saints have a chance to tie it here. 95 seconds to go in the half. Nolan driving right baseline. Pass out to Kaufman right wing. Shot fake. Swing it. Left corner. Groves back onto the left wing. Pori. Hand off Groves between the rings. Pori left wing. Shot fake. Dribble. Top of the key. And a reach-in foul called against Davis will put Pori at the line with 1:16 to go in the half. Dwenger down by 3, a chance to get closer. And a reach-in there on Carmani Davis. Impressive poise here for Dwenger. And the first free throw is good for Pori, the 6'1" sophomore. And the Saints starting 3 sophomores. And the second free throw, unorthodoxly good for Pori. Not sure I've ever seen this before. He jumps on his free throw attempts, fades away a bit. And it worked out for him on both of them. So it's 28-27. Now it's Darion Truesdale, leaner, no good. Draylon Truesdale, the offensive rebound, left post, and he banks it in. 30-27, Luers the lead, Dwenger the ball. Final minute, first half. Dwenger going left to right against full court pressure. They pass through it. Nolan receives it, driving left side, and he scores. 30-29, Luers the lead. Almost turned it over. A pass was whipped inside. It went off the backboard. Lucky for them, they retained control as Draylon Truesdale spins twice. Pass to Kelly, no good on his shot attempt. And then a foul called on Dwenger as Darion Truesdale hit the floor. Well, again, Luers has such an advantage in terms of the size and athleticism. And yet, here Dwenger is down by just 1. But now a foul called on Aslan Nolan, the first against him. So Darion Truesdale shooting 2 on the left side, and the first is good. Second free throw, in and out. And a rebound for Nolan, and he's fouled. Goes against Luers' Chuck McBride, who is pleading his case that it should be a jump ball instead of foul. And so, yeah, the second quarter has become a little bit of a free throw shooting contest. And Dwenger's got a chance to tie it. Aslan Nolan, foul line right to shoot 2. Wearing white sneakers with navy check marks. And the first free throw, pure. Net hardly moved. So at 27 seconds to go in the half, Dwenger has a chance to tie it before the second free throw. And the Saints make a substitution. Nolan shooting on the right side in the backdrop. IHSAA logo and banners on the walls for Saints championship. Second free throw short. And a whistle blown. Thought it might be a lane violation. Instead, a foul is actually called. So this has become a little bit comical here from one quarter to the next in terms of the volume of fouls. And so a missed opportunity for the Saints to tie it. And it'll wind up being Chuck McBride, the 6'1 junior, with the longish hair for Luers, shooting 2 on the left side. And the first one's off the back of the rim. Stretches out his arms, practices his form. Knights make a substitution. 27 seconds to go in the half. Luers 31, Dwenger 30. The second free throw, back rim, no good. And Dwenger has the rebound. A chance to take the lead here late in the first half. Nolan towards the left corner, double teamed. Rifles a pass to Kaufman, who now dribbles back out towards midcourt. They'll try to hold for the final shot of the half. The Knights extend the man-to-man out beyond the three-point line. 6 seconds to go in the half. Pori has it to Nolan. Nolan fires a 3 off to the left, and that does it for the first half here at Bishop Dwenger High School, where Bishop Luers leads it 31-30 and a tight one. Living up here to this featured game of the week presented by Parkview Sports Medicine. Again at the half, it's Bishop Luers on the road leading at Bishop Dwenger 31-30. Halftime coverage coming up next here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
When injury strikes, turn to Parkview Ortho Express. We specialize in treating sports-related injuries, so you can count on high-quality urgent care for sprains, breaks, tears, joint pain, and more. With locations in Fort Wayne and Huntington, we make it easy to get quick and reliable orthopedic care. No referral or appointment necessary. Call 260-266-4007 or visit parkview.com/orthoexpress.
Hey, it's Brett Rump, and one thing I hate about this time of year is my expanding waistline. But what I love is the heart of the college basketball season. There's no better place to bet on college basketball than ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO to get started today. Must be 21 plus if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help. Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Now back to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Friday Night Hoops in the Summit City. Bishop Luers, one of the top teams in the area, leading at Bishop Dwenger 31-30. We're joined now by Knights head coach Seth Coffing's better half, Maria Marquesano, area legend, and the head coach for the Purdue-Fort Wayne women's basketball team, which will be in action in Horizon League play tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock against their in-state rival, IU Indy. Maria, thanks for navigating through the traffic and the stands here, getting to us up top of the bleachers. First off, any thoughts on the competitive first half here?
Yeah, it's been, a competitive one for sure. I think the refs are letting them play a little bit. Both teams have hit some big shots, and just like every rivalry, every single year, it's a tight one.
Of course, you played in the SAC in your day at Elmhurst before going on to Butler and then your coaching career. So what does 260 basketball mean to you?
I mean, even when I wasn't here and I was, in other states coaching or overseas, I always followed SAC basketball, Fort Wayne basketball, extremely prideful about it, but I just love it too. I'm just a little bit of a junkie. I've always followed, Fort Wayne athletes especially, but Fort Wayne basketball even more, and this is probably one of the better rivalries in town. And
as again, your squad will be at home at the Gates Center tomorrow. Winners of 12 in a row, including a couple nights ago on the road at Detroit Mercy, one of the top-tier teams in the Horizon League. 12 wins in a row, in case anyone didn't hear that or has been under a rock here. 12 wins in a row, which last check, 7th longest winning streak in the entire country, and that's mostly power conference programs. Grand Canyon and the Phoenix area, the only other mid-major to have such a long win streak. What would you say has been the key to this success?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It kind of snuck up on us. It didn't feel like we were winning a bunch of games in a row because we haven't necessarily played well in every single one of those games. Wednesday was a prime example. We kind of have found ways to win, and I think that's a characteristic of good teams. And obviously we have a ton of experience on this year's squad, and with 8 seniors But in addition to that, we have a lot of talent this year. We've just got a lot of kids that even when we're not playing well can go get us a bucket or go get us a defensive stop. And really, I think the key has been just the unselfishness and the willingness to put the team and, whatever it takes, whoever's day it is, it doesn't matter, and put that above everything else. And that's kind of how we've figured out ways to win.
And, of course, that unselfishness really starts with some names that fans who listen to high school basketball on the radio here on Friday nights and during the state tournament would have heard in years past, like Sidney Freeman, Sidney Graber. So, again, tomorrow, 2 o'clock at the Gates Center, Maria Marquesano's team against IU Indy. Hopefully, again, it was an awesome crowd at Gates last Saturday. Hopefully the crowds continue to grow. What can fans look forward to with tomorrow's matchup, which will be a second meeting against IU Indy this year?
Yeah, first of all, last Saturday's crowd was amazing. One of the best crowds we've had since I've been back in town. And IUI presents, a tough matchup for us. They're one of the teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack of our conference, but again, a rivalry game. They get up for us, we get up for them. And it's a unique matchup for us. It's one of the teams that we just, personnel-wise, especially with our starters, we don't exactly match up well. It seems like over the past couple of years, whether they've been good or we've been good, they're always just crazy games, not the typical flow of what our games would look like or their games. And this year at their place was no different. I mean, it was a grinded out game down to the wire. I think we trailed most of that entire game and then finally pulled away in the fourth quarter. Sidney Freeman was phenomenal in that fourth quarter, kind of really took us on her shoulders after having kind of a rough game. But every time we play IU Indy, it's something interesting, and I expect tomorrow to be no different.
Last one for you here, again, just talking high school basketball. Favorite memory or memories for you from your hoops career in the SAC?
Well, first of all, I hate this gym because this is where my career ended. We lost in sectionals here my senior year, but probably my sophomore year, we made a semi-state run. And it was so cool to just see how the city, rallied around us, even other SAC schools that, we were the last man standing outside of probably Bishop Luers at the time. And so everyone was kind of rallying around us. And for me, that's, I fell in love with basketball watching my brother, and he played in the SAC as well. But then for me to get to experience that love of the city and just kind of how people get behind Hoopers here it's just really cool and special.
Very cool and special to see what you're doing with the Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball program. For that matter, to see how the Bishop Luers boys program is developing under Seth as well. Always fun to listen to you on the Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Thanks for doing some overtime coverage with us here on this Friday night. Appreciate it. Best of luck tomorrow, and enjoy the second half here.
All right. Thanks, John.
Mastodons women's basketball head coach Maria Marquesano joining us here at the half as Bishop Luers leads at Bishop Dwenger 31-30. And we'll step aside, come back, be just about ready for the second half here at Dwenger. It's the Battle of the Bishops. Parkview Sports Medicine Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Are you an athlete looking to level up? PSM Performance is where the region's top athletes become more. Achieve your goals through high-intensity, one-on-one training with performance experts. Whether you want to be faster, stronger, or more agile, we'll make it happen. Now accepting athletes from 12 years up to college. Ready to get started? Schedule your first session at psmsports.com. PSM. Earn your edge.
Pizza Hut's new tavern-style pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust, cut into 16 snackable squares and loaded to the edge with bold, flavorful toppings. Try one of their 4 new signature recipes, like the spicy chicken sausage or the pesto margarita, or choose variety with the ultimate or double pepperoni, because for a limited time, you can get any of these specialty tavern-style pizzas for only $12. Go thinner, go crisper, go bolder. Availability, charges, and minimum vary. Go to pizzahut.com now.
Now on My Deals Fort Wayne, Coterie Pizza. Coterie Pizza, where friends and flavors meet. Enjoy their unique and classic pizzas from an Italian stone oven with a self-pour beer wall and plenty of seating. Certificates are limited. Head over to MyDealsFortWayne.com to claim your deal today.
Hey, it's Brett Rump, and one thing I hate about this time of year is my expanding waistline. But what I love is the heart of the college basketball season. There's no better place to bet on college basketball than ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO to get started today. Must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
This is the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
And tonight, it's John Nolan at Bishop Dwenger High School, where Bishop Luers on the road has a 31-30 lead, a few minutes away from getting half number 2 going. As a reminder, well, here's a couple of reminders. In case you're wondering, where the heck's the Boilers game right now? Well, it's over on 92.3 FM. And for Purdue men's basketball, after somewhat surprising loss at home. Yeah, definitely a surprising loss. First time they fell at Mackey in like a couple of years to Ohio State when they gave up a double-digit second-half lead. An inspired performance for them so far, as the 11th-ranked Boilermakers have a 38-13 lead on the 21st-ranked Michigan Wolverines. And again, that's on 92.3 FM tonight. There's some boos here in this rivalry game as the Luers kids make their way back onto the court to warm up for the second half. Speaking of score updates, we'll have the Parkview Sports Medicine post-game show live from the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. We'll be joined there by Adam Lundy and Eric Dudkevich from PSM. Take you up till 10:30 tonight, so great spot to grab a late bite and recap this night of high school hoops around the area in the SAC and beyond. Over in the NECC tonight, the Eastside Blazers girls team crowned conference champs. And so we'll have recaps of all the action, just taking a look elsewhere. Girls basketball, a final from earlier, Carroll a win against Southside. Northrop a win over Wayne. Fortunately, on the boys' side in particular tonight, didn't have any matchups featuring two teams with winning records, but again, you never know what could happen as now Dwenger kids come out, and you can hear applause from the home fans, but a very sizable contingent of Luers fans making the crosstown trip here, and not as warm of a welcome for them back to the court. At halftime, it's 31-30, Luers clinging to this lead over Dwenger. Reminder, Luers 11-2 overall this year, and got some impressive wins against 4A schools. Keep in mind that Knight's just a 2A school, but ranked number 4 in the state at the 2A level. Had that loss last time out at Blackhawk on Saturday. Otherwise, the only other setback was against Ben Davis back on January 3rd, but they've got wins against Mishawaka Marion, Northrop, Portage, Homestead, Warsaw. It's a Warsaw team that's state-ranked. Northside, Richmond, Churubusco, Concordia, Canterbury, and New Haven. Although they only beat New Haven by a point, and Dwenger did have a lead of 12 points late in the third quarter at New Haven a couple of nights ago. And for Dwenger, winless so far in the SAC, 1-11 overall. One win for Dwenger so far came against Central Noble. They have dropped 3 in a row since. Pretty busy stretch for them. Last Friday at Wayne lost, then played on Saturday here at home against Peru, and had the game on Wednesday at New Haven. They will have tomorrow off before they play at Blackhawk next week. So for Dwenger, kind of a rebuild mode, and for Luers on the other side, definitely high expectations for the Knights going into the postseason eventually. Believe it or not, Luers has not won a sectional title since 2013 when James Blackman was the head coach, and James Blackman Jr. was their star player. And ironically, Dwenger, without much of a recent history of success overall, they actually did win a regional title a couple of years ago. So again, trying to peak at the right time here this season. Halftime clock hits zeros. Teams back to their huddles here, gearing up for the second half. As again, we're really just getting going tonight. We'll have the Parkview Sports Medicine post-game show at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut up till 10:30 tonight. After that, Indiana Sports Talk with Coach Bob Lovell. But yeah, join us at Pizza Hut. They're now featuring the original stuffed crust pizza and wings bundle starting at just $19.99. That's a large original stuffed crust with 16 boneless wings plus 2 dips. You can save time and order online at pizzahut.com. 31-30, Luers leading Dwenger as we gear up for half number 2. It'll be Luers ball to start it off. The Knights on the road in black, the Saints at home in white, and Luers going from left to right here in the third quarter. A freshman, Zen Safersky, handles point this possession for Luers. They swing it left wing, and Draylen Truesdale hits the three. 34-30. The Knights extend the lead to 4 here with the bleachers packed at Bishop Dwenger. And lots of young hoopers in attendance here tonight. It's like a Catholic school convention of sorts. Right lane drive. Shot doesn't go for Casey Piper, but an offensive rebound for the Saints. And Zach Lehrman is fouled.
Foul number 32.
Foul goes against Zafersky. Luers, as announced by the public address voice here, Jared Parcell. Same voice you hear at Tin Caps games at Parkview Fields or over at USF for Cougars action sometimes. First free throw good for Lehrman, the 6'3 sophomore. Bounces it twice, spins the ball, and the second free throw, back rim, no. And a defensive rebound for Luers, leading 34-31, 40 seconds into the second half. Now from the right wing, Draylen Truesdale knocks down another. And a quick timeout call by Bishop Dwenger as Draylen Truesdale has come out hot to start the third quarter. Quick timeout for us, 37-31. Luers the lead on 1380 The Fan at 100.9 FM.
Are you an athlete looking to level up? PSM Performance is where the region's top athletes become more. Achieve your goals through high-intensity, one-on-one training with performance experts. Whether you want to be faster, stronger, or more agile, we'll make it happen. Now accepting athletes from 12 years up to college. Ready to get started? Schedule your first session at psmsports.com. PSM. Earn your edge.
You are listening to High School Basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Battle of the Bishops. Dwenger ball going right to left after their timeout, down 37-31. Right there just trying to stem the momentum of the Knights after the back-to-back threes for Draylen Truesdale. Half-court offense on the left side, going towards the hoop with the stage behind it. As Nolan driving left lane, runner no good. Ball tapped around. Offensive board for the Saints. And on the second effort, it rolls in for Zach Lehrman. 37-33. No quit. And the Saints, as we got a timeout now, as a young fan on the far side of the floor dropped her bag of popcorn. And so some of the popcorn spilled onto the court, and now you've got some of the student athletes now doing a nice job of pitching in to clean up on the sideline as the young girl does her part in making a back to the foyer area. Back to it now after the popcorn spillage. Danny Kelly, left block, passes Zafersky. He got knocked down as he passed it to Draylen Truesdale, looking for his twin Darion inside, and a foul on Dwenger. They were holding Darion Truesdale. And one thing that really makes it surprising that Dwenger here has stayed in this game is that they are just at a deficit when it comes to height and, frankly, athleticism. But they've shown a lot of heart tonight. So that foul called against Dwenger's Tommy Kaufman. He's subbed out. And Darion Truesdale, top of the key, three, no good. Offensive rebound, Danny Kelly. Pass right wing, Traylon Truesdale. Heat check three, no good for him. Didn't draw iron. And a foul called in the backcourt against Luers. It's a reach in on Zaversky as Aslan Nolan may have been poked in the eye. Squinting as he steps towards the scorer's table to be the inbounder. And that's the fourth foul on Zaversky, so he's subbed out. So Zaversky didn't start tonight, but guy in the rotation for Luers on the bench with 4 fouls with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Oh, again, this Knights team has plenty of depth. Right baseline jumper for Meek doesn't go, but an offensive rebound, and the putback is good. I should say it was Pori for Dwenger who missed it, but they follow it up and get within 2, 37-35. This would be the upset of the season in Northeast Indiana on the boys' side. Left corner three doesn't go for Darion Truesdale, and in some cases, Luers is settling for these threes against the Dwenger zone. 37-35. Saints have the ball, a chance to tie or take the lead. Pori, left wing, lined it up, now drives, and it's taken away from him. Double teamed by the Twins. Front court, right side, Kelly, left elbow, jumper, back rim, no. Rebound, Pori for Dwenger. Saints play with a bit of pace. Nolan, right wing, over to Pori, back to Nolan. Remember, the Saints had one sequence where they turned it over a lot in the first quarter. Otherwise, pretty good job of valuing their possessions, and this time they execute the offense. A backdoor cut leads to 2 to tie it up. Eddie Miller had the banker, and it's knotted at 37 with 4:40 remaining in the third quarter. How about this? You put the records and all the numbers into the computer. Projection from John Harrell's website was that Luers would win this one 71-37. Ball deflected out of bounds by Dwenger. Luers will keep it. Well, we'll see if Luers here can go on an epic run and score the final 24 points for that computer projection to be proven correct. Last Friday in college basketball in the Horizon League, there was a 28-0 run. Doug Gottlieb's Green Bay team on the wrong side of that. Luers now does retake the lead on the baseline. Inbounds to Kelly, who muscled it in. Now at midcourt, a foul called against Luers' Traylon Truesdale reaching in. Stops the third quarter clock with 4:17 showing. Luers 39, Dwenger 37, and the battle of the Bishops. Top of the key, Lehrman over to Nolan, left wing, and a reach-in foul called against Kelly. Fouls piling up here for Luers already in the third quarter. Not yet 4 minutes in. They've been called for 4 of them. That's the second on Kelly. Inbounded towards midcourt for Pori, as now Luers is in his zone. And so we'll see how Dwenger can attack this after playing zone themselves. Difference in zones, more length here for the Knights, but it doesn't matter as the Saints, off a deflection, get it left block to Lehrman, who scores off the backboard, equal at 39. Darion Truesdale, left baseline, and a blocking foul is called on Dwenger, Zach Lehrman. Frustrated by the call. Tensions high here inside Dwenger's gym. Tied at 39 with 3:34 to go in the third quarter. Great crowd here. Both fan bases showing out. As Luers turns it over, the ball rolls down the floor, out of bounds. And the Saints will have it on the left baseline, a chance to take the lead for the first time in a while. They got out of the gates hot, led 6-0. Luers, though, really has had control since late in the first quarter. Darion Truesdale intercepts a pass, drives, goes up for a dunk, and he's fouled. Well, again, it's just not comparable when you talk about the talent and athleticism level between these sides, but here we are. And now Truesdale almost had a highlight reel dunk, will shoot two. Black shoes, black socks. Couple bounces, spins it, takes a breath, and the free throw sinks through. 40-39, Luers the lead. 3:19 to go in the third quarter. Second free throw, true. 41-39, Luers leading at Dwenger. Full court pressure from the Knights. Kaufman has it in the backcourt. Surveys as both twins are in the vicinity. Good ball movement by Dwenger, beats the press, but now against the sideline, in trouble, and a turnover committed by Dwenger as the Knights picked up the pressure right there and the intensity. And now the Knights trying to pick up the pace here with a quick restart on offense. Knights want to play fast, Saints want to play slow. Kelly, top of the key, shot fake over to Draylon Truesdale. He finds his twin inside, and Darion scores right post. I mean, frankly, feels like if the Knights don't settle for jumpers and attack the rim, they could probably score at will. They're doing Dwenger a favor when they settle for jumpers, and while they do have capable shooters, again, I think you get higher percentage looks inside. After that make, though, Luers continuing to press and continuing to get called for fouls. And so now in the bonus here in the third quarter, it'll be a 2 free throw situation on the left side for the Saints. And the first one clanks short for Eddie Miller. He's got bright yellow sneakers. And the second free throw also short. Rebound for Luers, leading 43-39. Draylon Truesdale behind the back in the right corner. Feeds his twin, Darion, again right block, and he's wrestled to the ground pretty much. A foul called on Dwenger. Of course, both these schools have tremendous football pedigrees. Both teams with kids who play multiple sports, including football. Luers actually had to postpone their season opener due to the fact that Kyle Lindsey's team made it down to state at the 3A level. So impressive coming off of their reign at the 2A scene. Coach Lindsey in attendance tonight. 2:20 to go, third quarter, half court right. Draylon Truesdale's three no good. Derry on the offensive rebound, left post, and he puts it in. 6-0 run for Luers. They lead 45-39. Undersized Dwenger against the full court pressure. Gets it across midcourt. Nolan right corner. Behind the back dribble. Ball deflected out of bounds and off of Nolan's leg. Nice hustle on defense right there by Keon Crow, a 6'2 junior guard. One thing about Luers, at their best, they're role players. In Coach Coughing's words, they really own their role. Darion Truesdale, left block, banks it in. Again, that's easy for Luers. Now they've scored 8 in a row. Nice handle in the backcourt, showcased by Dykusin for Dwenger, but in the front court they turn it over. Trying to push, out of control, out of bounds off Dwenger towards the Luers bench. 1:32 to go in the third quarter. Luers right now on an 8-0 run at 47-39. Kind of waking up late. Darion Truesdale will inbound from in front of his own bench, while meanwhile towards the other bench, one of our officials giving Coach O'Leary an explanation. here as the stands remain packed. Darion Truesdale, left post. You've heard it before. 10-0 run for Bishop Luers. And it's primarily been Darion Truesdale, left block. Timeout, Bishop Dwenger. A timeout for us with 1:20 to go in the third quarter. The Knights leading the Saints by 10 in the Battle of the Bishops on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Are you an athlete looking to level up? PSM Performance is where the region's top athletes become more. Achieve your goals through high-intensity, one-on-one training with performance experts. Whether you want to be faster, stronger, or more agile, we'll make it happen. Now accepting athletes from 12 years up to college. Ready to get started? Schedule your first session at psmsports.com. PSM. Earn your edge.
Pizza Hut's new tavern-style pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust, cut into 16 snackable squares and loaded to the edge with bold, flavorful toppings. Try one of their 4 new signature recipes, like the spicy chicken sausage or the pesto margarita, or choose variety with the ultimate or double pepperoni, because for a limited time, you can get any of these specialty tavern-style pizzas for only $12. Go thinner, go crisper, go bolder. Availability, charges, and minimum vary. Go to pizzahut.com now.
You are listening to High School Basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
After their timeout, Bishop Dwenger has it against the Luers press going right to left. Luers up 49-39. And in the paint, a foul is called, and it's on Luers. It goes against Draylen Truesdale. Saints have been in the bonus, although they'd most recently missed a couple of free throws, with several players falling on the floor underneath the hoop. Right now, quick stoppage for athletic director Greg Salid. Use a towel, clean up some of the perspiration. Both teams working exceptionally hard tonight. First of 2 free throws short for George Pori. Well, if you're a Dwenger fan right now, a shame that for as hard as they're working, they're missing out on some gimme points at the free throw line. Second free throw is good. So that snaps that skid of a few misses in a row. 49-40, Luers the lead, and the ball now on the right side. Knights for a moment got sloppy, things unsettled. And now a steal for Nolan, and he's fouled. Fouled by Luers' A.L. Taylor. And so it's going to be another walk over to the free throw line on the left side of the court by the stage. 55.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It's Luers 49, Dwenger 40. Game that had been tied at 39. By the way, if you're looking for Purdue, they're on 92.3 tonight. An amazing first half for the Boilers, leading Michigan 51-26 at the half. We'll have more high school scores coming up on our PSM postgame show. First free throw for Nolan is good, and the second, also nothing but net. So after the 10-0 run for Luers, Dwenger's got 3 free throws. Cut it back down to a 7-point game. Football score, high-scoring football score, 49-42. And here a foul called on Dwenger, the 5th against them in the quarter. Both teams in the bonus here for the remainder of this period. Foul went against Nolan, his 2nd. And it puts Draylen Truesdale at the foul line on the right side. Swish on the first. Speaking of football, here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Second free throw also good. 51-42, Luers the lead. Now Dwenger going right to left. Nolan right baseline drive. Draws a blocking foul on Chuck McBride. So unfortunately, third quarter has become similar to the second quarter, where it's kind of just a free throw contest back and forth. That was the second foul on McBride. And Nolan makes the first of two. He's been the leading scorer for the Saints in this game. And the second also good. 51-44. Luers up and with it on the right end. Traylon Truesdale against the 2-3 zone of the Saints to the foul line. Finds his brother Darion left block. This time he misses. He had been automatic there for a while. Saints go right to left. And a kickball on Traylon Truesdale, stopping the clock with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. Remember, Dwenger made threes early back in the first. They've hardly ever had a clean look since. Inbound in the backcourt to Tommy Kaufman, who's guarded by Traylon Truesdale, who's much longer, reaches in. Appeared to have a steal in the eyes of Knights fans and head coach Seth Coughing, but a kickball whistled instead, so Dwenger maintains possession with 11 seconds to go in the third quarter. 9 seconds to go in the third quarter, and now what appeared to be an obvious kickball is not called. A steal instead for Bishop Luers. Darion Truesdale towards the right wing, fires a three, no good as he faded to his right, picked up by his teammates. And that's 3 quarters in the books at Dwenger, where Luers is up 51-44. Fourth quarter next in our PSM High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hey, it's Brett Rump, and one thing I hate about this time of year is my expanding waistline. But what I love is the heart of the college basketball season. There's no better place to bet on college basketball than ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO to get started today. Must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Pizza Hut's new Tavern-style pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust, cut into 16 snackable squares and loaded to the edge with bold, flavorful toppings. Try one of their 4 new signature recipes, like the spicy chicken sausage or the pesto margarita, or choose variety with the ultimate or double pepperoni, because for a limited time, you can get any of these specialty Tavern-style pizzas for only $12. Go thinner, go crisper, go bolder. Availability, charges, and minimum vary. Go to pizzahut.com now.
Now back to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Only about midway through the SAC schedule, but already only 2 undefeated teams on the boys' side. Wayne now 5-0 with a win tonight over Northrop 81-47. The other undefeated in the SAC is Bishop Luers, and they have a 51-44 lead right now at Bishop Dwenger. And it's Bishop Dwenger basketball to begin the fourth quarter. On the left side, Nolan in the left corner lost control of his dribble and fell to the ground, but did an impressive job of actually maintaining the dribble to not be called for a turnover. And he uses a timeout here to preserve the possession. We'll keep it here with 7:53 to go in the game now. And again, it's Luers 51, Dwenger 44. So Wayne has improved to 5-0. Luers trying to get to 4-0. And hey, guess what? They're going to play each other next week. And what do you know? That'll be our PSM High School Basketball Game of the Week here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Again, that'll be next Friday night. Would you believe it? Then after that, next Friday is the 31st. Then we turn the calendar to February. And after that, we'll wind up with coverage of the girls' state tournament with sectionals set to begin on February 4th midweek. Coming up on Sunday night will actually be the 50th annual IHSAA Girls Basketball State Tournament Pairing Show. Sunday evening, 5 o'clock on IHSAATV.org. It's with Greg Rakestraw and Bob Lovell, and you can hear the coach on Indiana Sports Talk after our PSM postgame show at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. We'll be there till 10:30 tonight, and then Bob will take over from Indy. Kaufman, baseline out of bounds, pass into the paint, And it's a catch and shoot and a bucket for Ryan Groves, the 6'2 senior. 51-46. The Saints won't go away. Dwenger trying to pull off the major upset in the SAC. Kelly, right elbow, just taller than everyone else, and gets a clean look and cans the jumper. 53-46. Luers the lead. They continue to press in the black uniforms. Saints get it into the front court. Kaufman, right lane. His shot blocked. Ball loose in the corner. Oh, what a play. Chuck McBride, the Luers junior, blocked the shot, and then as the ball was going out of bounds in the corner, he grabbed it and he threw it off of a Dwenger player. And it's out of bounds there off that Dwenger player. So Luers has it, trying to add to the 7-point lead. Darion Truesdale on the right wing, tic-tac-toe. Truesdale to Truesdale, down to McBride on the right block, and he banks it in. Fitting for McBride to score there after the great defensive play. And now McBride almost had a steal in the backcourt, but instead a whistle, and he's called for a foul. Stopping the clock with 6:58 to go. Luers 55, Dwenger 46. Regardless of the final outcome here tonight, this kind of performance should be a confidence booster for Dwenger. And again, coming off of a similar one that they had against New Haven a couple nights ago. They're headed in the right direction. But for Luers, probably regardless of the result tonight, there will be a little bit of frustration because they have a higher standard than what they put out there tonight. And Kelly racks up another block as he stuffs Lehrman on the left block. Block on the block in the post. .6:42 to go. Baseline out of bounds for Dwenger. The pass is stolen away, and Kelly is fouled. 6:39 remaining. Each team now called for one foul in the quarter. And got another whistle. Delay of game warning against Luers. Not sure for what. I guess it's because Kelly had taken a 3/4 length shot. I mean, it is defense. It's what you see NBA players do these days in hopes that the official might call it a shooting foul. Though the odds of that being whistled are pretty minimal. So Dwenger sets up the 2-3 defense. Traylon Truesdale, top of the key, launches a three, and it rims in. And then another whistle as one official wanted to confirm with the other that it was indeed a three. That is the case, and that extends the lead to a dozen for Luers, 58-46. And again, to give you a sense of how good this Luers team is, 2A school. I mean, I just said this would be considered a unimpressive performance for them in some regard, and yet against the rival on the road, they're up by 12 with 6:16 to go. And we'll see here if they can create further separation down the stretch. Dwenger does a nice job of beating the press, but then Luers, they're so quick. When they're playing at full speed, there is no passing angle, and a pass deflected out of bounds underneath the basket. Now Nolan tries to be creative, throws it off the back of a defender. Well, just had a sequence of multiple fouls committed by Dwenger. Only one's going to go in the book. So to recap there, as a lot happened quickly, Nolan left baseline, threw it off the back of a Luers player, trying to then catch it himself, but instead Luers had the steal. And on the right wing, it probably should have been an intentional foul called. Darion Truesdale takes the top of the key three. It rims off to the left. Rebound at Dwenger. Nolan double teamed in the backcourt. Bounce pass Miller. Chest pass up ahead front court. Lehrman sends it on to the left wing, and a three is blocked for Pori. And it goes out of bounds underneath off Luers. Yeah, the Saints, they just can't even get a clean shot off when Luers is positioned on defense. And for the Knights, Darion Truesdale was on the floor, a little bit slow to get up, but he's okay to stay in. Pori, right wing, deep three, good. So a rare open look, some space left available there for Pori, and the sophomore knocks down the triple. Single-digit game again, 58-49. Luers has the lead and the ball. Traylon Truesdale drives into the paint, swivels a pass on the left wing. Kelly, his three, back rim, no. Pori skies for the rebound. The guard bobbled it. Now up ahead, Miller. He finds Lehrman at the foul line, over to Pori left wing. And Pori, chest pass on the right side, Miller. Back to Pori, handoff to Nolan as they play around the perimeter. 5 minutes to go. Dwenger ball down by 9. Kind of need a 3 here and need at least some bucket to keep the dream alive. Left elbow, Piper. Out to Pori. He drives in the paint through traffic. Runner is good off glass. That's a fearless play right there by the 6'1 sophomore, George Pori. 5-0 run for him individually. And it's a 7-point game, 58-51. Right wing 3 for Zafersky. No good. He's back in the game with 4 fouls. Rebound Saints. Every time you think that Luers is just going to run away with it, Dwenger makes some plays, and then Luers kind of falls into the trap of settling for threes. Left post shot, no good for Piper. Offensive rebound, Miller. Point blank, he misses. Rebound Luers with 4:05 to go, fourth quarter. 58-51 Luers. Kelly left elbow. Jumper no good off the back of the rim. Remember, Luers at one point went on a 10-0 run with, I think, 8 of the points coming from Darion Truesdale left post. But for whatever reason, Luers has kind of gotten away from that. In part, credit the defensive effort of Dwenger not making that easily available. Nolan driving left, baseline, foul called on the floor. This one on Chuck McBride. 4th on him, so a couple of the role players for Luers with 4 fouls. He's subbed out now for Keon Crow. Knights fans with a big applause for McBride's effort. Remember, he had that one terrific sequence, a block, saving possession, and then a bucket. Down to the final 3:30. Dwenger at home, trailing Luers 58-51. Miller, right wing 3. No good. Off to the left. Luers the rebound and then a turnover in transition. Giving it back to Dwenger. Saints from right to left. Miller guarded by Darion Truesdale. Over to Nolan, high left wing, towards the corner, crosses it back over to the right hand, to the volleyball line, bounces it to his left hand. Saints a tough time generating anything towards the hoop. They try to get it in the paint, and it's lost, but whistled out of bounds off of Luers. As for Bishop Dwenger, Tommy Kaufman checks back in, the sophomore starting guard. He replaces Eddie Miller. Kaufman will be the inbounder, standing between the T and the S of Saints in navy and white on the baseline. Passes it in to Pori. Pori bounce pass Nolan. Luers playing a zone, and with their length, it's just hard to penetrate, whether through passing or dribbling. Dwenger down by 7. Just playing catch on the perimeter. Nolan, long 3. Front rim, no. Rebound, Kelly. Not a great shot, but they kind of had no choice there with nothing else being generated. Traylon Truesdale in the paint, fouled in the act of shooting. We'll have 2 free throws. Clock stopped, 2:21 remaining. 58-51, Luers ahead of Dwenger. And the first free throw good for Traylon Truesdale, the lanky 6'4 senior. Again, the Luers Knights led by the Truesdale twins. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Dwenger. Kaufman in the backcourt, pressured, and a pass stolen by Kelly. One Truesdale to the other, and a hard foul committed by Casey Piper of Dwenger as he pushed Draylen Truesdale in the back. The three officials gathered together, I think, to determine whether or not that should be considered a flagrant foul. There's an argument to be made there, but I'll say it's just a common foul. Clock stopped, 2:11 to go, 59-51. Luers up. First of two, a swish. 2:11 left. And a chance to make it a double-digit lead. And now Dwenger bringing a sub in, even though the shooter had the ball. Late Horn to bring the sub in. And the second free throw, good. So the lead up to 10, 61-51. Timeout. Bishop Luers will keep things here with 2:11 to go. And remind you that coming up after our coverage here from Bishop Dwenger, the show goes on with the PSM postgame show at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. And remember, you can always listen, whether in your car or you can download the 1380 The Fan app to stream 1380 The Fan live. You can also find all of our podcasts there from the comfort of wherever you are. You can even stream on your smart speaker and at 1380thefan.com. Did you know the podcast lineup actually includes replays of every local high school sports game broadcast like this? You can find the Fort Wayne High School Sports Podcast by Federated Media. And as a reminder, or in case you're just tuning in, Purdue men's basketball tonight over on 92.3. The Boilers with an awesome first half against Michigan in a matchup of ranked teams. Early second half, and Purdue's up 55-34. We'll keep you updated on that game. And, of course, all the local games, SAC, NE8, ACAC, NECC, on our PSM postgame show with Adam Lundy and Eric Tukevich. Back to action with 2 and change remaining. Dwenger ball down by 10 at home. Luers with that timeout setting up the press. Dwenger does beat it, but Luers does a good job of getting back, and no easy looks here. Kaufman to the right elbow, and a crowd pivots. Leaner, short, and a rebound snatched by Darion Truesdale for Luers. Crossover dribble at the three-point line. He goes up for a dunk, but he was fouled before that. Dunk didn't go anyway. Saints committed 5+ fouls here in this quarter, so it's 2 free throws on these fouls for Bishop Luers.
At the free throw line number 2.
So 2 free throws for Darion Truesdale. It's the Truesdale twins, Darion and Draylen, doing damage here tonight, especially Darion near the rim. Draylen from the arc. First free throw good. It was tied 39-39 in the third quarter. Kind of unbelievably. He said you never know these rivalry games. As now a violation called against Luers. That was odd as Darion Truesdale pumped on his free throw attempt. But yeah, you can't pump on a free throw attempt like that. So doesn't get the shot off. It's an 11-point lead for Luers. Dwenger has the ball, under 2 to go. So the Knights will stay undefeated in the SAC. Nolan, left corner, makes a 3. Then Dwenger calls a timeout. They're not giving up. I mean, this has been kind of crazy. Dwenger, despite being undersized and at a deficit in comparison of athleticism, has stayed within striking distance all game, even had that quick 6-0 lead when they made a couple threes. That was really critical, right? Making those threes to immediately have some confidence, get their fans here in this gym that's just about at capacity tonight involved. And talking with Luers head coach Seth Coffey, I mean, one of his objectives here going into this game was to avoid allowing Dwenger to gain that early confidence. So some lessons to be learned for Luers, although in this case, lessons, no loss. They're in position with 1:29 remaining to close this one out. They'll have the ball after this timeout up 62-54. And for Dwenger, yeah, definitely plenty of positives to take away. There were those flashes, though, where they were turnover prone, and due to the lack of size and athleticism, they can't really afford those giveaways. But all in all, hey, one thing that's not for debate, Dwenger 0-4 in the SAC, the only school without a win on the boys' side in the SAC this year, and they're now on the cusp of going to 1-12. I mean, if you didn't know that, though, with how hard these guys played and with the spurts of quality play and confidence, that's really promising if you're a Saint supporter. As now Nolan just collided into a teammate. He's kind of taken himself out of the play. Luers, though, not trying to attack the basket and score here. Up by 8. They were content to dribble around midcourt and get fouled. So they'll wind up being Luers' Darion Truesdale shooting 2 free throws on the right side. And the first is short. Looking ahead for these teams. For Luers, next up, they'll host Norwell. Good non-conference matchup. That'll come on Tuesday. Second free throw good. Dwenger's next game also Tuesday. That one's at Blackhawks. So it's not getting any easier for the Saints. And though they're just trying to gear up to be at their best come sectionals. Against the full court pressure, the Saints beat it. And they get a bucket off the backboard for Luke Dykusen, the 5'6" sophomore. So tonight, Dwenger started 3 sophomores. They bring in another sophomore off the bench. And Dykusen, as the Saints, though, unable to turn the Knights over and have to foul, down 63-56 with exactly 1 minute to go. And the first of 2 for Darion Truesdale is good, pushing the lead to 64-56. Student sections in full throat here tonight and going back and forth with administration, making sure that everything stays classy. Second free throw good, 65-56. Dwenger ball down by 9 on the left side. Pori feeds into the paint. Lehrman was open, but he dishes up top for a 3 attempt, playing the numbers. Dykusen can't make it. Rebound, Draylen Truesdale. See if Dwenger continues to foul, and they will. Hoffman, the reach into the backcourt against Zaferski, so he'll shoot 2 with 38.6 seconds left. 2 free throws right side, where the Luers cheerleaders are in black and red. Banners up on the walls for all the seniors from the Dwenger's basketball and cheerleading squads. American flag in the right corner. First free throw good. And the second also true for Zaferski, the 5'8" freshman. So Luers definitely has the senior leaders, but they sprinkle in some underclassmen too. 67-56. Nolan, left corner, fadeaway 3 short. Rebound, and Dwenger just continuing to foul. Down by 9 with 27 seconds remaining. Draylen Truesdale will be the shooter this time. Well, ultimately, we'll still have about an hour of the BSM post-game show at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. Hope to see you there. Great food and great coverage continuing. And Adam Lundy and Eric Dutkevich wrapping up the scores tonight. Pizza Hut right now, they've got a $7 deal lovers menu. You can also get a large pizza with a topping for just $9.99. First of 2 free throws short for Draylen Truesdale. Both teams have left points at the line tonight. Also at Pizza Hut, you can get new promotion, big boneless wings, a bundle for only $15.99. They've got the new My Hut box starting at simply $6.99. And heard the commercial for this before, a large Chicago tavern-style pizza, merely $12. Second free throw, good. 68-56 Luers with 27 seconds to go as the Dwenger students head for the exit, and the Luers students chant that they believe that they have won. Dwenger can't inbound it, and so before a violation, a timeout called by Tommy Kaufman. Again, for Dwenger, with the youthfulness of their group, every possession an opportunity for learning and growth. So Coach Brandon O'Leary has his guys huddled up. He's got the whiteboard out and the marker, as they're going to soak up every second, every possession that they've got here to try to continue to develop. Again, Tommy's dad, John, the head coach for the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons. We had PFW women's basketball head coach Maria Marcasano, who's in attendance here tonight, on at the half. And while her team hosts IU Indy tomorrow at 2 o'clock on campus at the Gate Center, that same time tomorrow at 2 o'clock, the Mastodon men will be playing at IU Indy in their Horizon League rivalry game, similar to this Battle of the Bishops. Pre-game coverage tomorrow night starts at 1:45, or tomorrow afternoon will start at 1:45. Saints go from right to left. Pori, a deep one off to the left. Where's the rebound? And Dwenger continuing to foul. And now this time an intentional foul has been called. The Luers fans feeling like some earlier ones were missed. Frankly, right there, a teachable moment for Luers is Lewis Morris with his body language. He's just not in an athletic position, shoving. And so it'll be 2 free throws for Luers is Brandon Bush, a 6'1 senior off the bench, with no one else at the line on the right side. And the first free throw in and out. Bush, not a regular in the lineup's got everyone pulling for him. The Luers students have their arms extended up in the air, wiggling their fingers. Second free throw short. But Luers will keep the ball with 13 seconds to go. I think finally Bishop Dwenger is going to call off the dogs here, so to speak. And now they're starting to put some of their reserves to the scorer's table, but not in time to get into the game. As Bush has it in the paint. Throws one up, doesn't go. 3 seconds left. Dwenger ball on the left wing. Daiqu's in for 3. He makes it. And the ball game is over. Or not. It doesn't matter. But there is a question as to whether or not it should count. Meanwhile, the Luers players waving goodbye to the Dwenger players in sarcastic fashion. And so just a question of what the final score is. 2. Fans have stood up. My view is blocked, so I can't quite see what the final signal was there. I think they say, based off the reaction of the Luers fans, no basket there. So that means the final score in the Battle of the Bishops. Bishop Luers 68, Bishop Dwenger 59.